Emma? I whispered, my hands trembling as I pulled the small box from my pocket. The restaurant lights seemed brighter, harsher, as if the world itself wanted to expose my fear. I got down on one knee, my voice shaking. I've loved you for years. You're the only one I see, the only one I want. Will you marry me? For a second, silence. Her eyes widened, but instead of tears of joy, she pressed her lips together like she was holding back laughter. Alex, what are you doing? She said softly, almost scolding. I'm asking you to be my wife, I said. My chest felt tight, but I forced a smile. I know I don't have much now, but I'll work harder than anyone to give you the life you deserve. Just say yes. She looked away, fiddling with her necklace. You're serious? I've never been more serious in my life, I said. Every day with you has been proof that I want forever. Her sigh was long, heavy. She shook her head. Alex, I can't. My hand froze around the ring box. What? I can't marry you, she repeated, her voice sharper now. You don't understand. Love isn't enough. You don't have money. You don't have stability. You're barely paying rent. How do you expect to take care of a wife? Her words sliced me open. I tried to laugh to pretend she was joking. Emma, is this because I'm not rich? You know me. You know how hard I work. That's the problem, she said quickly. You work hard, but you're still stuck. And I don't want to live stuck. My throat tightened. So, everything we've shared, it means nothing? She leaned closer, lowering her voice. I didn't want it to come out like this, but I've been seeing someone. His name is Victor. He's successful, established. He can give me the future I need. The room spun. My ears rang as if every sound had been muted except her voice. You've been seeing someone? While with me? Her eyes flickered with guilt, but not enough to soften her tone. I didn't plan it. But Alex, he offers security. Real security, and honestly, I can't keep pretending. You're sweet, but I need more. More than love? I muttered. My chest burned. More than loyalty? More than the nights I held you when you cried about your parents? The mornings I skipped meals so I could surprise you with flowers? None of that mattered? Her jaw tightened. Stop making this harder. You're making me feel guilty. You should feel guilty. My voice cracked. Heads turned at nearby tables, but I didn't care. I was ready to give you everything, my time, my dreams, my life. And you throw me away for a man with money? She folded her arms, her voice cold now. Don't twist this. You can't blame me for wanting a future. You're not enough, Alex, not for me. I laughed bitterly, wiping at my eyes. Not enough? You're right. I'm not enough. For someone who values cash more than love. Her face hardened, but her eyes wavered for a second. I'm sorry. You'll understand one day. Understand? I whispered. No, I'll never understand. I thought we were building a life together step by step. I thought you believed in me. I need someone who's already there, she said quietly, not someone who's still struggling to arrive. I shoved the ring box back into my pocket, my hand shaking. You've made your choice. Victor, money, security. Enjoy it. Alex, she began, but I raised my hand. No, I said. Don't say my name like you still care. You chose him. You betrayed me while I was planning forever. That's who you are now. Not the Emma I loved, not the Emma I stayed up nights dreaming about. Just someone who sold me out. Her eyes glistened, but she didn't chase me as I pushed my chair back and stood. My legs felt weak, like they could collapse any moment, but my pride forced me upright. Goodbye, Emma, I whispered, though my heart screamed not to. I walked out of the restaurant, every eye on me, my chest hollow. The night air hit my face sharp and cold. My feet carried me forward, but inside I felt dead. Her words replayed in my head like poison. You're not enough. I need someone else. I've been seeing Victor. I clutched the ring box in my pocket, nails digging into my palm. This tiny symbol of love now felt like a joke. I wanted to scream, to cry, to beg. But all I did was walk into the darkness, each step heavier than the last. By the time I reached the corner, tears blurred the world. Not enough, I whispered to myself again and again like a curse. That night, something inside me broke. My love, my hope, my trust, it all burned away, and in its place, a single thought remained. One day she'll regret this. Alex, open the door, Daniel's voice echoed through the wood, sharp and impatient. I lay on the couch, staring at the ceiling, an untouched plate of food on the table. My stomach growled, but I didn't move. Come on, man, he said again. It's been 3 days. You can't keep hiding. I groaned and forced myself up, unlocking the door. Daniel stepped inside, taking one look at me and shaking his head. You look like hell. Thanks, I muttered, collapsing back onto the couch. He picked up the plate. You didn't eat again? I'm not hungry. Not hungry or not living? His tone was firm. Alex, she's not worth this. My throat tightened. She was everything. She cheated on you with some rich clown, Daniel snapped. That's not everything. That's betrayal. I pressed my palms to my face. I keep hearing her voice. You're not enough. Over and over, Daniel sat beside me. She said that because she's shallow. You're enough, Alex. She wasn't. I laughed bitterly. Tell that to the guys at work. They know what happened. They call me Mr. Rejected. Daniel's eyes narrowed. They said that? Loud enough for me to hear. One of them asked if I paid her to say no just for the drama. Assholes, he muttered. Ignore them. How? I snapped. Every time I walk in, I see them whispering, smirking. Every corner feels like it's mocking me. Daniel leaned forward. Then prove them wrong. Prove her wrong. I shook my head. What, suddenly get rich? Buy a suit and walk in like I own the place? Why not? He shot back. She left for money. Fine. Go make money, not for her, but for you. Show yourself you're more than what she thought. I stared at him. You think it's that simple? No, Daniel said, softer now. But I know you. You don't quit. You've always pushed harder than anyone. Right now you're broken, but you're alive. That means you still have a chance. His words stirred something inside me, faint but real. Alive, I repeated under my breath. Yes, he said firmly. Alive, which means you still get to choose what happens next. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling again. I thought she was my future. She wasn't, Daniel said. She was a distraction. The real future? That's in your hands, I didn't answer. My chest still hurt, but his words echoed louder than Emma's. The next day at work, whispers followed me as usual. Hey, Alex, one of the guys chuckled. Proposed with a plastic ring, didn't you? Laughter erupted. I clenched my fists but forced a smile. Better a plastic ring than a fake heart, I said, pushing past them. Their laughter died quickly. For once, I didn't feel crushed. At lunch, Daniel called. How's it going? Same idiots, different day, I muttered. But I didn't let them win. That's the spirit. Silence lingered between us before I spoke again. Maybe you're right. Maybe I can build something. Not for her. For me? That's exactly what I'm saying, he said. Stop living in her shadow. Live in your own, I swallowed hard. I don't even know where to start. Start anywhere. Just don't stay here stuck. Promise me you won't. I hesitated, then said quietly, I promise. That night, I sat at my desk, the ring box still in the drawer. I opened it one last time, staring at the small diamond that once carried all my dreams. Not for you, I whispered, closing the box and tucking it away. For me. For the first time since the restaurant, the fire inside me flickered. Small, fragile, but alive. Broken, yes, but not defeated. The rain poured hard that night, soaking through my thin jacket as I walked home from another miserable shift. My thoughts circled Emma again. Her laughter with Victor splashed across social media. I clenched my fists, muttering to myself, one day you'll see me different. A screech shattered the air. Tires skidded, followed by the dull thud of metal against a pole. I rushed forward without thinking. Are you okay? I shouted, yanking open the door of the crumpled car. Inside, a man in a gray suit groaned, clutching his shoulder. Damn seatbelt, he muttered. His hair was silver, his eyes sharp even in pain. Don't move, I said, helping him unbuckle. Can you stand? He winced, but let me pull him out. We staggered to the sidewalk, rain drenching us both. He looked at me, half smiling despite the blood on his temple. You've got quick reflexes. Most people would have filmed instead of helped. I'm not most people, I said quietly. He chuckled, then winced again. Name? Alex. Mr. Gray, he replied. His grip was firm even as he trembled. You work around here? Yeah, restaurant down the street. He studied me, his gaze piercing. And yet you ran into danger without hesitation. Why? Because someone had to, I said simply. His smile widened. Interesting, I frowned. You just crashed and you're interviewing me? Old habits. He straightened slowly, brushing rain from his suit. I invest in people, Alex, not just numbers. And I think I just found someone worth investing in. I blinked. What are you talking about? Come see me tomorrow. He slipped a card into my hand. Despite the rain, the gold letters gleamed. Gray Capital Investments. I stared at it, heart racing. Are you serious? Dead serious. You've got fire in your eyes. I don't see that often. He turned, signaling a taxi. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., don't waste the chance. The cab pulled away, leaving me on the sidewalk, drenched and stunned. The next morning, I stood outside a towering glass building, his card clutched in my sweaty hand. My reflection looked small, nervous. Inside, I found him waiting in a sleek office. He gestured to the chair. Alex, you came. I almost didn't, I admitted. Thought it was some scam, he laughed. Good instinct. Never trust blindly. But you're here, so let's talk. Talk about what? Your life. Where it's going. What you want, I shifted uneasily. I don't know what I want anymore. He leaned forward. You do. You want to prove someone wrong. You want to rise. My jaw clenched. You don't know me. I know the look in your eyes, he said calmly. I've seen it in men who built empires from dust. Silence hung between us until I whispered, She left me. For someone richer. He nodded, unbothered. Good, use that. Pain is fuel if you don't let it kill you. I met his gaze. Why me? You don't know if I'm capable. Because you showed me who you are in the rain. You act, you don't freeze. That's rarer than talent. I exhaled slowly. What exactly are you offering? Mentorship, guidance, a door into the business world. I won't hand you money. You'll earn every dollar. But I'll teach you how to think, how to fight, how to win. I hesitated. And if I fail? His lips curved. Then you'll fail forward. Every loss is a lesson, but I don't think you'll fail. I stared at the skyline behind him, my chest heavy. I have nothing left to lose anyway. Good, he said firmly. Then you're ready. Weeks turned into months. His office became my second home. Again, Mr. Gray barked, pushing contracts toward me. What's the risk here? I rubbed my temples. If the supplier defaults, the entire chain collapses. Correct. And the solution? Diversify. Never rely on one stream, he grinned. Now you're thinking like a businessman. Nights bled into mornings as I studied market reports and negotiation tactics. My body ached, my eyes burned, but I refused to stop. Sometimes Daniel called, checking in. You're alive? He'd joke. Barely. I'd laugh back. But I'm learning, he'd pause. Good. Keep going, Alex. Don't let her be the reason you stop. Her, Emma. Every time exhaustion tempted me, I pictured her hand in Victor's, her mocking words. You're not enough. And I'd dive back into work with sharper focus. One night, scrolling through social media, I saw Emma posing beside Victor's new car, her smile radiant. My stomach twisted. Mr. Gray noticed my distraction the next day. Still looking at ghosts? I nodded reluctantly. She's flaunting everything I don't have. He leaned back. Then stop watching her life. Build your own. His words stuck with me. From that day, I ignored her posts. Slowly, small victories came. My first successful deal, my first profit.
They weren't huge, but they were mine. Lying in bed after another sleepless night, I whispered to myself, this isn't for her anymore.
This is for me. The fire inside burned brighter. I was no longer just broken. I was rebuilding. Read it again, Mr. Gray said, sliding the signed contract back to me. My hands trembled as I held the papers. It's real. They agreed. He smirked. You closed the deal, Alex. Congratulations. You've officially made your first profit. I swallowed hard. How much? Enough to prove you can play this game. I laughed under my breath, almost disbelieving. After months of rejections, sleepless nights, it finally happened. Don't celebrate too much, he warned. One deal doesn't make a king. It makes a beginner. Even so, I said quietly, it's the first time I don't feel like a loser. His eyes sharpened. Remember that feeling. Let it drive you, not blind you. That night, I called Daniel. You're kidding, he shouted through the phone. I'm serious, I said, smiling for the first time in weeks. The deal went through. I actually made money. Finally. I was starting to think you'd end up living in Gray's office forever. I chuckled. Some nights I did. But this is huge, Alex. You did it. How do you feel? I leaned back in my chair, like I proved something. Not to her. To myself. Good, he said. Forget Emma, this is about you now. I hesitated. Still, I hear her words every time I push forward. You're not enough. Funny thing is, she was wrong. I am enough. You always were, Daniel said firmly. She just couldn't see it. Over the next weeks, I poured everything into new investments. Risky move, Mr. Gray said one evening as I outlined my plan. I know, I admitted, but the numbers check out. If I don't take risks, I'll stay small forever. He studied me for a long moment, then nodded. Confidence looks good on you. Just don't confuse it with arrogance. I won't, I promised. Still, inside I felt a new kind of power, control over my own path. One evening, Daniel and I met at a small bar. To Alex, the deal maker. He raised his glass. Keep it down, I hissed, laughing. Nobody needs to know, he frowned. Why keep it quiet? You earned this. I'm not ready for the world to see yet, I said. Not until it's undeniable. Daniel shook his head. You're turning mysterious now. Next thing I know, you'll have a secret mansion. Not yet, I said with a grin. He leaned closer. Be honest. You still think about her? I sipped my drink before answering. Less than before. But sometimes, yeah, I imagine her face if she saw me now. And it makes me want to keep going, I admitted. But I don't want revenge to be my only fuel. I need more than that, Daniel nodded slowly. That's growth, man. You're not chasing her anymore. You're chasing yourself. His words stuck with me. A week later, I overheard two businessmen in Gray's office corridor. Did you hear about Victor? One whispered. Rumors of fraud. Deals falling apart. I froze, listening. The other man chuckled. Wouldn't surprise me. He plays dirty. Eventually it catches up. That night I couldn't shake it. I called Daniel. You won't believe what I heard. What? Victor, the rich man she chose. People say his empire isn't as solid as it looks. Daniel laughed. Karma's fast these days. I exhaled slowly. It makes me realize something. What? Wealth doesn't always equal security. Not if it's built on lies. And you? He asked. I'll build mine right. No shortcuts, no dirty tricks. I'll never let arrogance blind me like it blinded Emma. Daniel's voice softened. That's why you'll win, Alex. Because you know what matters. I stared at the signed contracts on my desk, the ink still fresh. Yeah, I whispered. This is only the beginning. For the first time, I didn't feel like I was chasing her shadow. I was standing in my own light. The lights in the ballroom glared brighter than I liked. Cameras flashed as my name echoed from the stage. Please welcome tonight's guest of honor, Alexander Reed, CEO of Reed Global. Applause thundered. I rose, adjusted my suit, and forced a practiced smile. Years had reshaped me, but the scars never left. As I walked to the podium, my eyes caught a familiar figure in the crowd. My chest tightened. Emma. For a heartbeat, I thought I imagined her. But when my name was spoken, her head jerked up. Her lips parted, eyes widening in disbelief. I gripped the microphone, steadying myself. Thank you. Tonight isn't about me, but about the vision we've built together. My voice stayed calm, even as my pulse raged. The speech passed in a blur. When I stepped off stage, she was there, waiting. Alex? Her voice trembled. I kept my tone neutral. Emma. Her gaze darted over me as if trying to reconcile the man before her with the boy she discarded. It's been years. Yes. Years. You've changed, she whispered. I should hope so, I said flatly. She forced a small laugh. You're CEO? Reed Global? That's correct, her smile faltered. I never imagined— No, I cut her off. You didn't. Silence stretched between us. I wanted to say— She began. Careful, I warned, my voice low. Don't pretend the past didn't happen, her face flushed. I'm not pretending. I was young, foolish. You made your choice, I said. And I lived with it. Her eyes softened as if pitying me. I hated that look. Alex, I'm not here to hurt you. I just wanted to talk. I leaned closer. Talk after all these years? She swallowed hard. I saw you up there and I felt proud. I laughed coldly. Proud? Of what? That I survived you? Her voice cracked. Don't say that. Why not? It's true. You left me in pieces, Emma. Every scar on me has your name carved into it. Tears welled in her eyes, but I refused to soften. Alex, I regret it. I regret choosing him, I raised a brow. Victor? She nodded. His wealth was a mask. He wasn't the man I thought he was. I heard the rumors, I said evenly. Fraud, corruption, lies. Her lips trembled. You don't understand. He broke me, Alex. He wasn't kind. My jaw tightened, and yet you looked me in the eyes and told me I wasn't enough. Her tears spilled. I was wrong. I stared at her, the storm inside me raging. Anger, satisfaction, temptation, pity. Do you know, I whispered, how many nights I replayed that moment? How many times I wished you'd see me like this, successful, untouchable, just so I could watch your face when you realized what you lost? Her silence was an answer. Well, here we are, I said, and I don't feel what I thought I would. She blinked through her tears. Then what do you feel? Everything, I admitted. Anger because you still think words can erase the past. Satisfaction because the world finally sees me. Temptation because part of me still wants to ask why. And pity, Emma. Pity for the woman who traded her soul for gold, only to find it was counterfeit. She flinched. Don't, it's the truth. Then what now? She whispered. Now? I straightened. Now I walk forward. Without you. Her hand brushed my sleeve. Alex, please. I didn't come to beg, I just wanted you to know I see you now. I see the man you've become. I met her gaze, steady and unyielding. But I don't see the woman I once loved. She's gone. You buried her yourself. Her breath hitched. She stepped back, defeated. I'm sorry, she murmured. Keep your sorry, I said. It's worth as much as the promises you broke. For a moment we stood locked in silence. Two ghosts staring across the ruins of what once was. Then I turned, leaving her in the glittering crowd. Behind me I heard her whisper, barely audible. You really did make it. I didn't look back. My empire wasn't built for her. It was built for me, and for the first time I realized I no longer needed her to see it. The phone rang late at night. Unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered, Alex. Her voice cracked. Emma! My chest tightened, though my tone stayed cold. Why are you calling me? A sob broke through. I didn't know who else to turn to. Strange. You always had Victor. He's gone, she whispered. Gone? Her breathing shook. The police? The lawsuits? Everything came crashing down. He disappeared, left me with nothing. I let silence hang, heavy and deliberate. Alex, please, say something. I finally spoke. What exactly do you want from me? I need help. I don't have money, I don't even have a home anymore. I laughed bitterly. Unbelievable. You left me because I had nothing, and now you're crawling back because you have nothing. It's not like that, she cried. It's exactly like that. Her sobs deepened. I was wrong, Alex. Every day with him was emptier than the last. He wasn't the man I thought he was. And you... Her voice cracked. You became everything I once dreamed of. I made the worst mistake of my life. I clenched my jaw. You didn't just make a mistake. You shattered me, Emma. You humiliated me, called me worthless, said I had no future. I didn't mean it, she pleaded. Don't lie. You meant every word. You wanted a rich man, and I wasn't him. Her silence was suffocating. I think about those nights, I continued. The nights I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep because your voice echoed in my head. Do you have any idea what that does to a man? I'm sorry, she whispered. Sorry doesn't erase the past. Sorry doesn't erase the scars, she broke into sobs again. Please, Alex, just give me one more chance. I'll do anything. I'll prove myself. I'll stand by you this time. I almost laughed. Stand by me? You only stand by someone when the ground is steady. The moment it shakes, you run. No, not anymore. I've learned. You learned because life punished you, not because you changed. Her voice cracked. So you won't forgive me? Forgive? I repeated slowly. Forgiveness isn't mine to give. Karma already gave you its answer. She sniffled. I loved you, Alex, I did. I closed my eyes, anger and pity twisting inside me. You loved the idea of me. But the moment reality didn't match your fantasy, you threw me away. People change, she whispered desperately, and some wounds don't heal, I said firmly. She went quiet, only her shallow breaths filling the silence. Emma, I finally said, I don't hate you anymore, but I don't love you either. You're just a ghost, a reminder of who I used to be. Her sob broke through again. Please don't say that. Please don't leave me like this. I stared at the city lights outside my window. You left me first. Tonight, I'm just returning the favor. Alex, I ended the call. For a moment, the silence felt deafening. Then slowly it turned liberating. Her world had crumbled, but mine stood unshaken. Karma had done what I never could, and for the first time, I felt nothing at all. The cafe was quiet, soft music humming in the background. I sat at the corner table waiting. My chest felt heavy, though not from longing, just the weight of unfinished business. Emma walked in. She looked smaller somehow, fragile. No designer dress, no sparkling jewelry. Just a worn coat and tired eyes. She spotted me, hesitated, then walked over. Alex, I nodded. Sit, she sat down, her hands trembling around the coffee cup. Thank you for meeting me. I almost didn't. Her lips quivered. I wouldn't blame you. Silence stretched until I broke it. Why here? Why now? Her eyes glistened. Because I needed to see you. To say the things I should have said years ago, I leaned back. Go on, she drew a shaky breath. I was blind. I thought money meant happiness. Victor seemed like everything I wanted. But he was hollow and cruel. I chased luxury, and in the end I lost everything real. I didn't speak, letting her words hang between us. Her voice broke. I saw your name in the papers. Your company, your success. And I realized it should have been me standing beside you. I should have believed in you. I tightened my grip on the cup. You didn't just stop believing. You mocked me, Emma. You tore me apart. Her tears spilled. I know, and I regret it every single day. I stared at her face. The same face I once thought I'd love forever. Now it only stirred echoes. You regret it because Victor failed you, I said quietly. Not because you suddenly saw my worth. That's not true, she pleaded. I see you now, Alex. You've become everything I once dreamed of. Strong, respected, powerful. I shook my head. And if I had stayed broke? Her silence answered for her. I leaned forward. You don't love me, Emma. You love the life you think I can give you. She covered her face with her hands. I ruined the best thing I ever had. Maybe, I said, my voice cold. But some ruins can't be rebuilt. She looked up at me, eyes red. Can't we at least try? I'll make it right. I cut her off. You can't fix years of scars with a coffee and an apology. Her lips trembled. So that's it? You're just going to walk away? I exhaled slowly. No, Emma, you walked away years ago. I'm just choosing not to chase you anymore. Her hand reached across the table, but I pulled mine back. You don't understand, she whispered. I've lost everything. My family won't take me back. My so-called friends vanished. I'm alone, Alex. You're the only person who ever truly cared. And that's the cruelest part, I said. I cared when no one else did. I gave you everything I had, and it still wasn't enough for you. Her tears fell harder. I was stupid, shallow. Please don't leave me like this. I clenched my fists under the table, fighting the pull of old feelings. A small part of me wanted to reach out, to forgive. But I knew better. You know what I feel right now? I asked softly. She sniffled. What? Nothing. No anger. No love. Just nothing. You're a stranger to me now. Her face crumpled. Don't say that, please. I have to, I said firmly. Because if I let you back into my life, it won't be out of love. It'll be out of pity. And that's not fair to either of us. She stared at me, desperate. So this is the end? Yes, she shook her head violently. No, you can't mean that. After everything we shared. What we shared died the moment you chose Victor over me, I said. You buried us, Emma. I just stopped mourning. Her body shook with sobs. I thought I'd have forever with you. You did, I said quietly. But forever ends when trust is broken. She pressed her palms against the table, trying to steady herself. I'll never forgive myself. That's between you and your reflection, I replied. Not me. The silence stretched, broken only by her sobbing. I stood, adjusting my jacket. Goodbye, Emma. Her eyes shot up. Alex, please, I turned away. Closure doesn't mean going back. It means walking forward without chains. Her cry followed me out of the cafe, raw and hollow. Outside, the cold air hit my face. I breathed deeply, each inhale lighter than the last. For years I'd carried her ghost. Now finally I'd laid it to rest. Alex, wait! Her voice echoed behind me as I left the office one evening. I turned, tired. Emma, what are you doing here again? She hurried toward me, desperation etched on her face. I need you to listen. One last time, I sighed. We've had this conversation. Over coffee. Over phone calls. What else is there to say? Her hands shook. That I love you. That I never stopped. I shook my head. You stopped the moment you walked away. No, she whispered. I was afraid, foolish, but seeing you now, the man you've become, it reminded me of everything I threw away. You don't love me, I said coldly. You love the idea of being beside someone powerful. That's not true. Her eyes filled with tears. I see the man you are, not the money. I exhaled slowly. Even if I believed that, Emma, it wouldn't matter. I'm not the same man who once knelt before you. Her voice cracked. Don't you remember what we had? The laughter, the dreams? I remember, I admitted. And I also remember the night you shattered it with a single sentence. I can't marry a man with no future. She flinched, as if the words burned. I was wrong. Maybe, I said. But the damage was done. She stepped closer. Give me a chance to make it right. I stared at her, the storm inside me strangely calm. Emma, do you know why I worked so hard? Why I stayed awake when the world slept? Her eyes searched mine. Because you wanted to prove me wrong? I shook my head. No, at first maybe. But eventually I realized I wasn't building this life for revenge. I was building it for me. She went silent. I don't wake up each morning thinking of you anymore, I continued. I wake up thinking about my company, my people, and the future I'm creating. You're not part of that picture. Tears rolled down her cheeks. So that's it? After everything, I'm just nothing to you. I softened my voice. You were everything once. But people don't stay frozen in time. We change. And I changed without you, her voice broke. I'll never forgive myself. I looked away, the city lights glowing around us. That's not my burden to carry. She reached out, but I stepped back. Goodbye, Emma. Her lips parted as if to plead again, but no words came. She just stood there trembling as I walked away. Weeks passed. She showed up outside my office, at restaurants, even waiting near my car. Always with the same desperate eyes. Always with the same words. Please, Alex, just one more chance. Every time I told her the same thing. No, and slowly she appeared less. Until one day, not at all. It was as if she had finally vanished, like the ghost she had become. One evening, Daniel joined me in my penthouse office. He leaned on the desk. Haven't seen her around lately, I nodded. She's gone. Good riddance, he muttered. You don't need her shadow haunting you. I know, I said. He studied me. Do you ever miss her? I thought about it. I miss who I was with her. The boy who believed love could conquer everything. But that boy died the night she left. Daniel placed a hand on my shoulder. And the man standing here now? I smiled faintly. He loves who he's become. Late that night, alone in my office, I stared out at the skyline. The glass towers reflected back the man I had fought to become. Emma's betrayal had once broken me. But in the ruins of that heartbreak, I had built something stronger than I ever imagined. I whispered to the city below, as if speaking to her ghost. I didn't become this man to spite you, Emma. I became him because I had to prove to myself that I could rise. The memory of her laugh, her rejection, her tears, it all drifted away like smoke. I closed my eyes, breathing deeply. I loved you once, I murmured, but now I love the man I've become. And with that, I let her go, forever.